At another moment, supposedly, Lepping is preparing something to eat for his ladies, finishing the dish with total delicacy and the certainty that the flavor will be spectacular. After finishing, he proudly comments that today's breakfast consists of a simple but delicious combination: noodles accompanied by egg and ham, a dish that will surely be well received. Meanwhile, Rosebed, with a gesture of submission, directs her gaze toward the queen and asks for permission to start eating. Elizabeth, with a cold and threatening look, responds curtly, ordering her to eat quickly and finish everything as soon as possible. The guest begins to eat in silence without saying a word. However, she soon reflects that, for someone like her, a 4-star demon, these dishes no longer have any effect on her body. This thought leads her to consider that it is truly a shame, as this is the hero's last gift. The hero, for his part, breaks the silence and asks if she plans to leave after finishing the meal. Before she can respond, the queen intervenes in her place, explaining that once she has finished eating, she will use her powerful teleportation magic to send her far away. At that moment, she shifts her gaze toward Lepping, looking at him with some curiosity, and asks if he still doesn't want her to leave. He begins to laugh and comments that she is very funny, arguing that he only wanted to ask if they should contact Uncle Boss and Miss Gigi for help, since Rosebed is also running away from the Dark Guild. Rosebed, upon hearing those names, asks if he refers to the boss of the Card Guild and Gigi from the... But before finishing her sentence, Elizabeth tells her to stop talking and continue eating her noodles. She also asks if she has already decided where she wants to go, something the woman confirms. But then she reflects that the path to stay is completely blocked by the queen. Still, she considers that she is strong enough now to form her own faction. However, according to Mr. Lepping's information, there were others before her, and she wonders if the suddenly appearing Card Guild and the disappearance of the swordsmanship master are related to him. Thus, Lepping asks them to talk about whatever they want and continue having breakfast. But no one else wants to speak, and they just keep eating. Moreover, Rosebed enjoys every bite, making noise with each bite of the food Lepping prepared. This annoys the queen, who comments that she is very noisy and that she can't even eat without making such a racket. She then grabs a jar of vinegar and pours some into her food. At that moment, Lepping tells Elizabeth that he didn't know she was so jealous. This seems to leave her in a mix of embarrassment and anger, after which she questions what nonsense he is saying and affirms that it's not like that, pouring a good amount of vinegar into her breakfast. However, the hero asks her if she isn't worried that the noodles are too sour. This piques the queen's curiosity, and she looks at her plate and notices she has filled it with vinegar. Realizing her mistake, she slams the jar of vinegar onto the table and asks what it matters, affirming that she loves that flavor. She then takes a bite of the food and puts it in her mouth. After tasting a handful, she starts trembling. Lepping, witnessing it all, asks her how she is and if it tastes good. Elizabeth, trembling like never before, responds that yes, giving a thumbs up and affirming that it's very tasty. But the truth is, she is pretending, as the pasta she just ate is very sour. She thinks that under that intense acidity, her tongue feels like it's on fire, and she considers that such an intense sensation spreads all over her face, gradually rising. It's so sour that she feels she can't bear it. It is at that moment when the acidic bomb explodes in her mind, flooding her with a burst of emotions and unleashing a torrent of memories. Every moment shared with Lepping emerges vividly, like flashes of light that illuminate the darkness. These memories fill her heart with making her realize what he truly means to her. This leads the queen to reflect on everything they've been through together, from facing fate to their late reunion. They finally manage to go from enemies to friends. They began exploring the outside world together, taking turns as rulers of the world. Between interactions and guidance, intentional or not, everything seemed to be heading in a single direction. However, recently, she realized that he is the creator she will never be able to reach in terms of power. This makes her think that in his eyes, she is no different from anyone else. Still, his kindness toward her is so genuine, he feeds and cares for her daily. This leads her to wonder if she truly holds a special place in his life, or if it has all been just an illusion, a unilateral wish of hers. She begins to look at the spilled vinegar jar, changing her expression while murmuring that it's sour, very sour. She tries to form a sentence, but she can't. She only thinks that this sensation is intoxicating, and she can no longer bear it. She slams the table and exclaims, "Damn, Lepping, have I ever liked you?" And with that, we've reached the end of this week's chapter. If you made it all the way to the end, I'd love to hear your thoughts on this chapter in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe so our community can keep growing and we can reach more fans like you. See you in the next video. In the meantime, if you're from the near future, I'll leave you the next chapter and a comic you're sure to enjoy. Thank you for being part of this adventure.